The best chimichurri recipe is actually really easy. Chimichurri is a garlic and parsley steak sauce from Argentina and Uruguay. Not only does it come in green and red varieties, it's also the best steak sauce ever. It's also good on sausages, pizza, chicken, even rice. If you want to learn how to make chimichurri, both the green and red chimichurri, take a look. All chimichurri recipes start with a base of garlic and parsley, and then other spices are added. Here I have 1 head of garlic and 60 grams of parsley because I'm going to be doing 2 recipes. You could do this all by hand, or you could do this in your food processor, but honestly my recommendation is that for the garlic you use a garlic press. A garlic press is the secret to the best chimichurri recipe because when you use a garlic press, you get the oils out of the garlic and it really increases the garlic flavor. So if you don't have one of these, I'll see if I can put a link to where you can get one. They're not expensive, and like I said, a garlic press is the key to making the best chimichurri. I'm going to start off by using my handheld immersion blender to chop 30 grams of parsley. So when I use a garlic press, put a clove in, squeeze it, and then the garlic that comes out on this end, take a knife to scrape it off. And now it's time to make the first chimichurri. This is a green chimichurri. It's very classic, very traditional, so if you say, I like chimichurri, this is probably the one that you like. I already transferred my 30 grams of chopped parsley to a small mason jar. And to that, I'm going to add 10 grams of pressed garlic, so about half of a large head of garlic. And for the spices, I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. And I'm going to make sure to crush the spices in my fingers while adding them. Even if you don't like spicy foods, I would recommend putting in at least a little bit of crushed red pepper, because that is one of the secrets of good chimichurri. If you don't have any spice component in there at all, then it's going to feel like it's missing something. And now for the liquids. One of the most important parts is the oil. I am using half a cup, about 50 grams of refined sunflower oil. Do not use extra virgin olive oil. I know it's really healthy, but extra virgin olive oil has a flavor to it, and it's going to cloud the flavor of the garlic. And it's also not traditional Argentine chimichurri. So use a clear, very lightly colored refined vegetable oil like sunflower oil, corn oil, something like that. Do not use extra virgin olive oil, and do not use darkly colored unrefined vegetable oil. So like I said, it's going in. And now for 1/4 cup, about 25 grams of red wine vinegar. A lot of recipes for chimichurri written in English call for lemon juice. I have never seen an Argentine recipe from Argentina written in Spanish calling for lemon juice. I'm not saying it's not good, but it is not traditional, at least in my opinion. And now also for the salt, 1 teaspoon of salt. I know it looks like a lot of salt, and it is, but if you don't add a lot of salt to this, the flavor really isn't going to come out. So I would recommend at least half a teaspoon. An extra tablespoon of oil. Now another teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Although it's good to have exact measurements for the liquids, in general terms, you want to make sure that the parsley, garlic, and spices are completely covered by the oil and vinegar, and that 3/4 of the liquid is oil and 1/4 is red wine vinegar. With these guidelines, you don't have to follow my recipe. You can make just enough for dinner for two or enough for a whole party. And now for red chimichurri. This chimichurri is spicier, more intense, and darker colored, so if you want to mix it up a bit, try this. In this mason jar I have 20 grams of chopped parsley and 20 grams of garlic. Ideally, just like with the green, you would use a garlic press, but I'm running low on time, so I just use my immersion blender. So you can see, compared to the green chimichurri, it has less parsley and more garlic. It also has more spice as well. This time, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, and half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. And also 2 new spices, 1 teaspoon of paprika and half a teaspoon of cumin. It's really going to help with the color. And half a cup of a refined vegetable oil, in this case once again sunflower, and a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. And also, just like before, 1 teaspoon of salt. Just like before, another tablespoon of oil and a teaspoon of red wine vinegar. At this point, you're probably wondering where the name chimichurri comes from. There are a lot of theories. One theory is that the sauce was invented by an English businessman named Jimmy Curry, and the mispronunciation of his name stuck as the name of his sauce. Another story is that chimichurri is a corruption of "give me curry," a phrase that is said to have been used by British prisoners of war after the failed invasion of the Rio de la Plata in the early 1800s, when they asked for spices to liven up their rations. However, the most plausible theory is that chimichurri sauce was invented by Basque immigrants to Argentina. Basque people are from an area of northern Spain where a minority language is spoken, and in that language there's a word that not only sounds a lot like chimichurri but also describes a sauce very similar to chimichurri. So as you can see, that's probably the real story behind the history of chimichurri. History aside, chimichurri sauce is amazing. It's the best steak sauce ever, and it's also good on sausages and pizza. I'll be going over that when I do my Argentine pizza series, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. For more information about this and other recipes, please visit my website parnellthechef.com. And don't forget to follow me on social media. Once again, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.